Hello children, good morning. Today in this session I am going to explain you about the life cycle of the Entamoeba histolytica. So the classification of this Entamoeba histolytica, it belongs to the phylum Protozoa. So the Protozoa is the first phylum in the invertebrata. Proto means first, zoa means first formed animals. Okay, and it belongs to the subphylum Sarcomastigophora. So it is one of the subphylum in the phylum Protozoa, and class Rhizopoda, genus Entamoeba, species Histolytica. Okay, so this is a classification of the Entamoeba histolytica. And if you go into the structure of the Entamoeba histolytica, it is a microscopic parasite, means you cannot see with your naked eyes. Okay, you can see only in the microscope, and it is a monogenetic parasite. Monogenetic means mono ante single. So monogenetic parasite means it will complete its life cycle in only one host, that is in a man. Okay, so that is called monogenetic parasite, and it lives in the large intestine of man. It lives in the large intestine, that is the mucosa and submucosa layers of the large intestine of the man. It causes the disease, that is amoebiasis or amoebic dysentery. The mode of infection is through the contamination of the food and the water. Okay, if the infected person will contaminate the food or water, if that food is eaten by the healthy person, the parasite will enters into the healthy man and causes the disease, that is amoebic dysentery. Okay, so another mode of infection is through the vectors, mechanical vectors like houseflies and cockroaches, etc. So these will also transfer the disease. Okay, and it occurs in the people who do not maintain good hygiene, means boiled water, without boiling the water they will drink. Okay, like that the cyst will enters into the man through the contaminated food or through the water, contaminated water. So without washing the vegetables or fruits, if anybody will eat, that will transfer into the healthy person. Okay, so this is about the brief introduction of the Entamoeba histolytica. Okay, now the Entamoeba histolytica, if you take the structure of this Entamoeba histolytica, it occurs in three forms. Okay, it occurs in three forms. One is the trophozoid stage, trophozoid form, another one is the precystic form, and the third one is the cystic form. Okay, so the trophozoid stage is the active, motile and feeding and pathogenic stage. Means motile ante me, so it will attains the good shape by feeding the mucosal and submucosal membranes. It will attain the good motile shape, and it is having the movement. So it is the active stage. Okay, and pathogenic stage. Okay, it lives in the mucosa and submucosal membranes of the large intestine of the man, and it is having the single pseudopodia, single blunt finger like pseudopodium, that is called as lobopodia, and in the endoplasm it is having the cartwheel shaped nucleus. It is having the cartwheel shaped nucleus, and it is an obligative anaerobic parasite. So anaerobic parasites, they don't have some cell organelles like mitochondria, contractile vacuoles, endoplasmic reticulum, Golgi apparatus, like that. Okay, so they are the obligative anaerobic parasites. Okay, and they produces the histolytic enzyme. It produces the histolytic enzyme, that is called as histolysine. So this histolytic enzyme will help in dissolving the mucosal and submucosal membranes of the mucosal and submucosal membranes of the large intestinal wall, and it will feed on the blood vessels, that is blood cells, that is RBCs. It will feed on the RBCs, erythrocytic cells, and so the erythrocytic cells we can observe in the food vacuole of the trophozoite. Okay, and here the mode of nutrition is the holozoic type of nutrition. Okay, so this is the structure of the trophozoite stage. The next stage is the precystic stage. So the precystic stage is the non-feeding stage. It is a non-feeding, means it will not feed on anything, and it will attain the good shape, and it is a non-pathogenic stage. Simply it will live in the lumen of the large intestine. Okay, in the precystic stage, the cytoplasm consists of only glycogen granules and chromatid bars, which are the reserve food materials. Okay, so the next third stage is the cystic stage. Okay, the cystic stage, it is also seen in the lumen of the large intestine. Lumen is nothing but the cavity of the large intestine. It develops the cystic cell wall around it. That process is called as encystation. So this encystation is developed by the organism to survive in the unfavorable conditions. Okay, and the nucleus will undergoes at this stage, the nucleus will undergoes the mitotic division. The single nucleus will divide and forms two. The two nucleus again will divide to form the 4 nuclei. So that 4 nucleate form is called as tetranucleate cyst or mature cyst, and which is a tetranucleate cyst, which is a infective stage to the man. Okay, so these are the 3 stages which are seen in the man. Okay, so now I will show you the pictures. Okay, just you look at the pictures so that you can understand. Okay, so this is the trophozoite stage. This is a trophozoite stage. So the structure will be like this. It is the oval shaped structure. Look at the structure. As it is a protozoan unicellular organism, it is having the ectoplasm and endoplasm. So the outer membrane, below this outer membrane, ectoplasm is present, and below to this endoplasm is seen. Okay, so like amoeba, it is also having the cell organelles, all the cell organelles. Okay, so this is the food vacuole. The food vacuole is having the RBCs, red blood cells, or erythrocyte, digested RBCs. Okay, it is having cartwheel shaped nucleus. It is having the cartwheel shaped nucleus, and these are the food vacuoles. Okay, the endoplasm is having all the cell organelles which are present in the amoeba, like amoeba. Okay, it is also having the ribosomes also. Ribosomes, food vacuole, nucleus with nucleolus. Okay, and in ectoplasm, then endoplasm, and single blunt pseudopodium. So it is called as lobopodia. Okay, single pseudopodium. So the organism is showing the movement, a small movement, because of the presence of this pseudopodia. Okay, so this is the structure of the trophozoite stage. Okay, now I think you can understand. Okay, next the second stage is the precystic stage. Second stage is the precystic stage. Just now I told you the precystic stage is a non-motile, non-feeding stage. Okay, so it is having only the chromatid bars. See the chromatid bars and cartwheel shaped nucleus and some glycogen granules. So these are the glycogen granules. So these glycogen granules and chromatid bars are formed by the ribonucleoproteins, digestion of the ribonucleoproteins. Okay. So this is the structure of the precystic stage. Next one is the last stage is the cystic stage. Look at the picture. Last one is the cystic stage. So the cystic stage is it is producing the cyst, that is encystation. Okay. The precystic stage will produce the cyst around it. Same these chromatid bars, glycogen granules, cartwheel shaped nucleus, everything all are present in the cystic stage also. But here after production of the cyst, the organism will start dividing the nucleus. Okay, it will start dividing the nucleus and produces the 2 nucleus. Again the 2 will undergoes the mitotic division and produces the 4 nucleus. Okay, so that I will explain you in the life cycle. Just I am explaining you about the 3 stages of the Entamoeba histolytica structures. Okay. The life cycle of the Entamoeba histolytica will complete in single host. Okay, it will complete in the single host, that is in the man. Okay. So in the man, the parasite will enters into the body of the organism and reaches the large intestine, and it will lives in the mucosa and submucosa layers. It will feed on the mucosa and submucosa layers of the large intestine. Okay. So just now I told you that the cystic stage, that is tetranuclear cyst. Okay. So the tetranuclear cyst, by contamination by eating the contamination of the food and water, it will enters into the man, so and reaches the intestine. So in the intestine it will loses the cyst. Okay, it will loses the cyst and the 4 nuclei will come outside. Okay, that is called as metacystic stage. Okay, this is the metacystic stage. These 4 nuclei will undergoes again one more mitotic division and produces the 8 nuclei. Okay, 8 amoebulae will come from one entamoeba tetranuclear cyst. Okay, so the first stage I explained you, that is the trophozoite stage. So the trophozoite stage is the feeding stage, motile stage. Okay, so the trophozoite stage will forms, it will occurs in 2 stages, that is it will undergoes the mitotic division and produces the 2 nuclei. Okay, and through the binary fission these trophozoites will directly enters into the body of the organism, that is called extra-intestinal migration. Means it will enters to the different body organs like liver, lungs, etc. That is called as extra-intestinal amoebiasis. Okay, extra-intestinal migration, and it will causes diseases to the lungs and liver also. So the next one is the trophozoite stage will forms as a precystic form. So just now I explained you the precystic stage. It is having the glycogen granules and chromatid bars. It will feeds on the RBCs. Okay, so the next one is the cystic stage. The precystic form will develop a cyst around it, that is called as encystation process. Okay, in that cyst itself, it will undergoes the mitotic division. The nucleus will divides into two, and these two nucleus again will divide by mitotic division and forms 4 nuclei, that is called as tetranuclear cyst. So this tetranuclear cyst is the infective stage to the man. Tetranuclear cyst is the infective stage to the man, and it will comes along with the feces of the infected person and enters into the soil. It will pollute the soil. Okay, if the polluted water or polluted food is eaten by the healthy man, this tetranuclear cyst will enters into the healthy organism and causes the disease, that is the amoebiasis. Okay. So what are the prophylactic measures or the controlling measures to control the disease? So in order to prevent the spreading of the disease, we have to boil the water before drinking. We have to filter the water. Okay, we have to wash your hands before eating the food items. You have to wash the fruits and vegetables before eating. Okay, you have to clean the septic tanks, toilets regularly. Okay, so these are some of the hygienic measures you have to follow to control the spread of the amoebiasis. Okay.